Hi, my name is Mads. I'm here to talk to you about generating juice effects. I'm a game developer and a PhD researcher, and as part of my PhD research, I've been developing a tool for designing, generating, evolving, and triggering effect sequences. I made the tool in Unity, and it's called Squeezer, and it's available on GitHub. Squeezer can add particles, sounds, tweens, and many other things to your game. When you want to make a tool for making juice, you have to look at three different things. Firstly, you need to be able to trigger the effects, and you do that with either a coding API or some trigger scripts. Secondly, you are looking to execute the effects, and you can do that using a tweening system that includes some sort of queuing, because when you have effect sequences, they need to align either at the end or with a little bit of delay or other things like that. And the tweening system is really good for that. And lastly, you need to actually design the effects and do the sequencing, and you need some sort of UI to do the sequencing in order to, lastly, you want to be able to design the effects themselves. That means tweaking the parameters of individual effects. Lastly, you want to be able to design the effects themselves. That means changing parameters on individual effects, as well as sequencing effects in relation to each other by either delaying or queuing them. Additionally, having the ability to mutate effects is really important when users want to change an effect a little bit but don't need to know the specifics of the change. But in case the user doesn't want to adjust individual parameters, mutating is a good alternative. And sometimes generating entire effect sequences can be a good way to get started designing effects. Now, Squeezer is inspired by sound synthesis tools, such as SFXer, which is built into Squeezer. It is a category-based generator. Each category has a certain preset, and sounds are generated randomly based on these presets. Additionally, SFXer also allows for mutation and tweaking manually using sliders. What we've done with Squeezer is to expand the method used in SFXer to multiple other juice effect types. We have built a UI for each individual effect type, as well as implemented mutation for all the effects and effect sequences. When we generate effect sequences, we take the handcrafted recipes and randomly mutate them, resulting in new effect sequences that are slight variations of the handcrafted versions. Two examples of handcrafted recipes in Squeezer is Explosion and Shoot. Explosion has some camera shake and some particles, and Shoot has muzzle flashing, and both have sound effects. We take those two handcrafted versions and we generate multiple different variations by simply mutating the initial recipe. Additionally, we have an intensity slider that can be used to select various different versions of the handcrafted tree. Now, if you wanted to add juice generation, there are three different points at which you can insert juice generation into your generator. Either it can be part of the interactions of the artifact you create, or it can be part of the generated rule set. Lastly, it can be pre-generated as part of the aesthetic. Now, if you want to have it as part of the interactions, there are also many different things that you can do. For instance, you could have different effects every time an event happens. Or you could have different effects for every user or player or every session. Or you can have different effects based on interaction intensity. How fast is it going? How violent is it? You can also have it as part of the rule set. So as part of the generated output from your generator. And that means that you have effects that could match the generated mechanics, or you have effects that match the value of certain generated variables. Or how about effects based on the event context? What are the possible interactions at that point in time, and you generate an effect based on that. Lastly, it could be part of the aesthetic. So generate effects next to your other assets. So try and match them to the other assets of your artifact. Or how about trying to match effects to the environment or the mood in which your artifact will be viewed? Lastly, how about aligning effects with the desired experience of your artifact? If you want something that is soft and neat, then try and generate effects up front that match that experience. But these are all open questions about juice generation. What's the best way to integrate juice into your project? Will it be to generate it as part of the interactions, or the rule set, or the aesthetics? Unfortunately, I can't help you with that. Only you can answer that. Thank you to the PROCJAM team for organizing this awesome event. Good luck and happy generating.